The EBS coolant service equipment is a 110 volt AC powered equipment with a fused switch, on and off switch. All power is converted to 12 volts DC for operations. The control panel has 3 positions, 1 switch. The left position is fill flush, the middle position is off, and the right position is vacuum. The equipment has 2 8-gallon tanks inside the equipment. One is for new fluid, which is filled by a filler tube at the top of the equipment. The waste tank is emptied by an on and off switch at the rear of the cabinet. The service hose connections are at the top of the machine. The clear hose is for fill and the blue hose is for vacuum. There's also a priming valve at the service connection. The hoses are 7 feet in length. To begin the service, fill the new fluid tank to the desired amount of fluid for the service. In this case, we have filled the new fluid tank to 6 gallons. For the first service of the day, we recommend priming the pumps. This is accomplished by turning the valve on the control fitting to the parallel position, turning on the fill flush button for approximately 3 to 4 seconds, which will prime the pumps. The first step is to vacuum out the overflow tank, turn on the vacuum pump, remove all the fluid from the overflow tank, and then remove as much fluid as possible through the radiator cap opening. Disconnect the upper radiator hose. There are 2 coolant system adapter fittings. There are 8 different sizes. They are marked in the direction that they should be attached. In this case, on the right side is the engine side to the radiator hose. On the left side is to the top of the radiator. Add the flush cleaner chemical to the radiator. Replace the radiator cap and ensure that the handle on the valve is straight to the valve on the adapter. Start the engine and run it for the length of time suggested by the chemical flush manufacturer. After a few minutes, you should see fluid coming from the engine to the radiator, which indicates that the vehicle has approached operating temperature and the thermostat is operating correctly. Attach the service hoses to the adapter. The fill hose goes towards the engine side. Turn the handle on the valve perpendicular to the valve. Connect the clamp to the overflow hose coming from the radiator. Turn the fill flush button on and fluid from the new tank will start going into the engine through the cooler hose. Fluid coming out of the radiator will go back into the waste tank in the equipment. After completion of the service amount, disconnect all adapters and replace the radiator hose onto the radiator. Check all fluid levels and use the excess in the new fluid tank to fill to required levels.